Behemoths, Titans, Legends. This is Pokemon VGC 2016. Hello everyone and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming, and today we're back with some more Pokemon VGC 2016. Now today, we are back with our Shiftry, Reshiram, Kyogre, Mega Mawile, Gengar, and Machamp team. You guys really liked Reshiram in the last episode, so hopefully you can continue to bring the popularity. Now I'm just going to warn you guys, I'm probably going to cough a little bit during this episode. I did just take my medicine, and usually that makes me cough more because it's opening up my airways. But we just lost the recording because I was coughing so much. Well, we didn't lose it, I deleted it because I was coughing way too much during the episode, so hopefully not this time. There were some really cool teams last time too, so I'm a little upset we had to lose it, but what can you do? I'm going to hit that challenge button. We're sitting at 1551 today to start off today's episode. And we have 1553 rated player from Quebec, Canada. Now, let's see what they are bringing. Meowstic. So, one of the teams I battled had a Meowstic. Unfortunately, no Ambipom like that team and Aerodactyl, but what can you do? So, Meowstic, Groudon, Ferrothorn, Cress, Kyogre, and Kangaskhan. Now, I could see Kyogre and Ferrothorn coming for my opponent because I have a Kyogre and a Reshiram. I go see Groudon. I wouldn't mind Shiftry being here, so I'm going to bring Shiftry. And actually, I think I might go with Shiftry Gengar. Excuse me. Then I'll bring Kyogre. I think I'll bring Machamp over Reshiram this time. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Just because I'd rather have the Dynamic Punch for the Ferrothorn rather than relying on the Flame thing, because Machamp can also do a lot of damage to other Pokemon. I also found out Machamp can't do a lot of damage, so we'll see how that works out for us in the long run here. We have Shiftry Gengar leading off versus Cresselia Kyogre. So this is not a bad lead for us at all. Cress, Kyogre. I could see a Protect coming from Kyogre and then Trick Room from Cresselia, being afraid of the Shiftry. So what I'm going to do is fake out the Cresselia and also taunt it this turn. I just remembered my Shiftry does not have Focus Sash. My Gengar's Focus Sash. For some reaon I thought my Shiftry had Focus Sash even though I used Fling King's Rock. So he didn't protect Kyogre. That's rather unfortunate. So we probably see an Ice Beam into Shiftry, which is also even more unfortunate. We see the Mental Herb. That's why I wanted to fake out as well this turn. Oh, actually Origin Pulse. So we should be able to live with both Pokemon this turn. Owie. Yeah, we see Gengar go to Focus Sash and Shiftry, of course, being able to live it. And Cresselia is flinching this turn. I assume trying to go for Trick Room. So I'm going to Leaf Blade Kyogre this turn now. And taunt once again into Cresselia. He could protect Kyogre and go for Ice Beam into Shiftry. I could fairly well see that happening. Should be unfortunate. But I can't take the chance that he doesn't protect again, because he didn't protect that last turn. So let's see. I could have also flinged the Cresselia this turn. You can actually withdraw Kyogre and bring in who? Groudon? Ferrothorn. Very nice play, because that's going to knock out my poor Shiftry now. We get the taunt off onto the Cresselia though. And Leaf Blade on the Ferrothorn's going to do minimal damage. And Iron Barb's Rocky Helmet should knock out Shiftry, unfortunately. No Rocky Helmet, but we do see Ice Beam from Cresselia going into Shiftry. So there is that. Critical hit. Did not matter. Did not matter. So it is Leftovers Ferrothorn, which in its own right is annoying. But now I can bring in Machamp, and I can Dynamic Punch that slot pretty easily. And we can start Shadow Balling Cresselia. So we're kind of in the clear right now. I'm going to Dynamic Punch Ferrothorn, Oh, I don't have Shadow Ball anymore, that's right. Sludge Bomb, Cresselia. Ferrothorn's going to protect this turn, though, so Cresselia can get off a Psychic or Psyshock, whichever one it's carrying. But I also get a Sludge Bomb into Cresselia. We actually see Ice Beam from Cresselia again going into Gengar to knock it out. Alright, I see you. Dynamic Punch is not going to affect the Ferrothorn this turn, but we are going to see that Leftovers recovery. I'm going to bring in my Kyogre. And I'm assuming their last Pokemon is probably Groudon, if not Kangaskhan. So, either I can hope for the confusion with Dynamic Punch onto... Actually, both Dynamic Punch and Origin Pulse should be able to take it out, so I'm going to do that just in case they didn't bring Groudon. Or just don't bring it this match, or this turn. Don't switch it in. But either way, this Ferrothorn is going to be taking a Dynamic Punch, unless it switches out, and then in that case, even better, because then we have a okay, no switch. Ferrothorn avoids, though. The Cresselia takes a huge hit from that. We see Ice Beam into the Machamp, and Dynamic Punch. So now, now we have to hope for a confusion on the Ferrothorn, or it's Power Whip to miss Kyogre. And we don't get confusion, and Power Whip connects. But Kyogre does live, fortunately enough. Cresselia's Taunt does wear off this turn. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to Dynamic Punch this Ferrothorn. And I'm going to Ice Beam the Cresselia, in case it switches into Groudon. Just in case it does switch into Groudon for some reason. So it does not switch. Ice Beam into Cresselia. Knocks it out. And Dynamic Punch is going to connect with Ferrothorn because of no guard. And Ferrothorn faints to that. We do unfortunately get some more Iron Barbs damage. So we're going to see my opponent's last two Pokemon here. Kyogre, well, we know Kyogre. It's probably Kangaskhan, considering Groudon has not switched in yet. Oh, it is Groudon. So I wonder, since Groudon switched in first, I wonder if it's going to get rid of the Rain and then bring the Rain back with the Kyogre. So let's see. Groudon Zestles the Land does go first, so Kyogre is going to be turning off. Wait. Oh no, it must have been because Kyogre came out. And okay, I see you, big dog. So I'm going to Dynamic Punch this Groudon. And I'm going to try and Thunder this Kyogre, I think. Let's do it. Thunder Kyogre, Dynamic Punch to Groudon, so we can get that confusion going on Groudon. Actually, Groudon's probably going to outspeed me. But Kyogre outspeeds first. Ice Beam into my Kyogre. It's going to knock it out. And there's the feint. And Pressure's Blades is always going to hit because of my no guard. So there's no hope in living that one. Ouchie. Alright, so because Rain was already up, and his Kyogre was faster than his Groudon, the Rain didn't activate at all, and then Groudon was just able to set up the sun. Which is rather unfortunate, but what can you do? So that's game one. Anything we could have done different there? Hit the first Origin Pulse, that would have been a big deal. If we would have hit Origin Pulse on the Ferrothorn, then we would have been looking a lot prettier than we did. What could we have done differently with Shift Tree? Not Leaf Blading, where Ferrothorn was going to come in, but that was a prediction game, and you can't always predict correctly every time, just because you never know what your opponent's thinking. But hopefully we can figure it out this time, as we look for another opponent. We're going to go with music too. I'm just trying to think and reflect on the last battle. What could we have done differently elsewise? I don't know. I do not know, folks. I do not know. 1497 rated player from Japan. Okay, Kiram White, I like that. But we also see Smeargle, which I don't like. Smeargle, Talon, a Xerneas, a Kiram White, like I previously stated, Kangaskhan, and Cresselia. So I really like Mawile this one, which I usually don't like Mawile, but I do like it this one. Shiftry, I think would be okay, but not great. So I think Gengar is better than Shiftry. I'm going to lead with Gengar for sure. Gengar Reshiram, actually, and then Mawile on the back, as well as I think Kyogre. Actually, Machamp does pretty well here, except for against the Talonflame, Cresselia, and Xerneas. But if we set up Machamp right, I think we'll be looking pretty. But Kyogre also doesn't look terrible. I just like how super effective Machamp is on everything, though. Let's do it. No Kyogre. We're taking chances, taking names. This is just a game after all. It's not like we're in a tournament right now. This is what these episodes are for, trying out strange Pokemon, see how they work out. So let's see, we see the Xerneas and the Smeargle. Typical lead. Typical. Gengar Reshiram come out. So, what's this Smeargle going to do? That's the real question. It could Dark Void here, which I'd rather it didn't, but it's probably what it's going to do. I'm going to taunt the Xerneas, because I'd rather it didn't do what it wants to. And I'm going to Fusion Flare. You know what? Let's taunt the Smeargle, and let's Tailwind. Crafty Shield, alrighty. So it's predicting the taunt, which it did just fine. Geomancy from Xerneas. So we see that Gengar outsped Xerneas, but Reshiram does not. So it's still going to be the same other than the Smeargle. Smeargle is going to be the slowest now. And Reshiram's going to be able to get up a Tailwind. Alright. So now everything's... Well, let's see. Accuracy rise. That's not good. Speed falls. So Smeargle is the slowest thing. I'm going to taunt the Smeargle again. Or should I just Sludge Bomb, get rid of it? Actually, I could Icy Wind it. I'm going to Icy Wind and Fusion Flare. There's no Kyogre, right? No Kyogre. Icy Wind, Fusion Flare, Smeargle. There's the Crafty Shield. That's why I didn't want to taunt again. Who avoided it? Was it Smeargle? It was Smeargle. Well, the good note out of that is now we should outspeed... Oh, we live. We should outspeed the Xerneas now, which is cool. This Fusion Flare is going to do a nice amount of damage. So Smeargle, bring it down to Focus Sash. Xerneas, Reshiram. Gets another accuracy raise. Oh, wait, it has Smeargle. And a special attack drop. So these Dark Voids aren't missing if it decides to go for it. But I don't think it will. I'm going to Sludge Bomb now into Xerneas. And we're going to Fusion Flare the Xerneas. Now, here comes the Protect Dark Void. Watch me call it here. Spiky Shield on the Smeargle, even better. We doubled in the Xerneas this turn. And it should be slower than my Reshiram now because of that drop. It's critical hit on the Sludge Bomb is going to knock out Xerneas, so it didn't even matter. Woo! There goes Xerneas. Fusion Flare. Spike Shield's not going to affect it. Another Moody Boost. What's it this time? Evasiveness. No. No. And the accuracy accuracy actually drops, so it's still at +2. But that evasiveness, that's going to be annoying. Who's going to come in now is the real question. In comes the Kangaskhan. So I'm going to Will-O-Wisp the Kangaskhan, and I'm going to protect with Reshiram. Alright, here comes the Mega Evolution, so it's not going to be faking out my... Actually, it shouldn't be hurting my Gengar at all, unless it carries a non-standard move on Kangaskhan. Reshiram does protect. Kangaskhan does go for Fake Out, so it's faking out Reshiram. Crafty Shield from the Smeargle. I keep forgetting about that. But here comes Will-O-Wisp, which isn't going to affect the Kangaskhan. My Tailwind does peter out. Moody boosts the defense and drops speed again for Smeargle. It does do that. Well, this turn I'm going to Icy Wind. And... bring in Mawile, which I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in Mawile to get the Intimidate drop on the Kangaskhan. I'm going to also Icy Wind. Now, that's probably a bad play because Smeargle does have that evasiveness boost. So we're probably going to miss Smeargle again. But from Smeargle, what have we seen? Crafty Shield, Spiky Shield. There's another Crafty Shield, probably expecting another Will-O-Wisp. Actually, probably Sucker Punch. No, he did not Sucker Punch. Smeargle, of course, avoids Icy Wind like we kind of expected to have happen. But we do get the Kangaskhan. And Kangaskhan goes for Low Kick onto Mawile, which is neutral, but it's also -1, and Mawile's pretty light. Moody boost again from Smeargle. It's going to boost the evasiveness once again, and the accuracy is going to drop. Now, the thing is, if we can get rid of all these other Pokemon, it's not going to be a huge deal. So what I'm going to do is Sludge Bomb Kangaskhan, and I'm also going to Mega Evolve with Mawile, and it looks like our safest play is to Iron Head or Play Rough. Either way, Talonflame resists both moves. Both moves are super effective to Kyurem, but Iron Head has more aim. So we're going to go for this Iron Head into Kangaskhan. Smeargle is the slowest thing on the field now. And Kangaskhan does go for Sucker Punch. So we could have gone for Will-O-Wisp there. But what did Smeargle go for? I think it went for Dark Void. But we're going to get the Iron Head off first, so... Yep, there's Dark Void from Smeargle. It finally goes for it onto my Mawile, which is going to put Mawile at a turn of sleep, but this Kangaskhan can't really touch the Mawile either, so I'm not super worried. Moody boosts the attack on Smeargle and drops special attack. We need 2 evasiveness drops on this stupid Smeargle. But I can bring in Machamp here and scare him pretty good. Or I can bring in Reshiram and Tailwind. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in Reshiram and I'm going to Tailwind. So here's the Turbo Blaze. And here comes Tailwind, and then, I guess Iron Head, it doesn't really matter. So I'm hoping for him to Sucker Punch because he does have that -1 speed on Kangaskhan. So if it goes for Sucker Punch, we'll be looking pretty. Now the Smeargle probably goes for another Dark Void. Actually withdraws the Kangaskhan and goes into who? Talonflame. That's annoying. So we get the Tailwind up with the Reshiram. And Smeargle goes for Dark Void, I assume. I would assume A. There's the Dark Void. And what's Smeargle's accuracy at right now? It's +2 still, isn't it? Yeah. So there's the Z's from the Reshiram, and Mawile is already asleep. So Moody gonna boost special defense or normal defense, and it drops the speed once again for Smeargle. Not that it matters at this point for Smeargle. It's so slow. It's so slow right now. But we could see Flare Blitz from this Talonflame into my Mawile. Which, if that's the case, I might want to Sucker Punch the Talonflame. I'm going to do his Dragon Pulse for sure. And I'm going to try and Sucker Punch him, expecting the Flare Blitz. He was a Flare Blitz, but Mawile stays asleep. Reshiram stays asleep. There's the Flare Blitz into Mawile. I called it, but of course we stayed asleep. And of course that knocks out Mawile as well. Unfortunately. Life Orb. And we see another Dark Void in case I switched out. Here comes another Moody in defense. And accuracy drops again. So I think accuracy is back to normal for Smeargle. I'm not sure. I'm going to bring in Machamp. We fairly well see a Brave Bird from Talonflame here. I wouldn't doubt it. But I'm going to Dragon Pulse and Rock Slide. Brave Bird probably takes out Machamp, unfortunately. Here comes Brave Bird. We'll see. We'll see. It's probably going to. Yep. Unfortunate. Tons of damage recoil. Yeah, if we would have woken up that turn... If we would have woken up that turn with Mawile and Sucker Punch, we would have been great, but... Now it's just Reshiram out here and you can get faked out at any point or whatever by Kangaskhan, so... Defense drop. And now Talonflame just has to Brave Bird, and that's the end of the game. Smeargle. If we didn't miss the Icy Wind on the Smeargle when it didn't have evasive drops, again, missing. That's what happened first game too, isn't it? We missed your Origin Pulse, or am I thinking of a different game? I think that was this game. Talonflame is going to faint, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think we lost due to misses, which is part of the game. That's why you run 100% accurate move, kid. 100% accurate moves, kids. But if I hadn't gone for Icy Wind with Gengar, the Xerneas wouldn't have been slower. But then again, we killed it with Gengar, so I don't know. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully next time we don't get misses left and right. That's why I run Dragon Pulse and Fusion Flare on Reshiram instead of Blue Flare and Raikou Meteor, because I don't want to miss. But alas, it was all my other teammates. But thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. Stay sharp, everyone.
Hello everyone, and thanks for checking out the video. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to click on the links on the screen. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to see more videos as they come to your way. And if you want to go check out the GoFundMe, that'd be great too. Bye!